So we're on to chapter 4, so we're in 4.1, plot points. What is happening? Okay, this is gonna drive me insane. In a coordinate, oh my gosh. Okay, well, we might make it through this lesson before I lose my mind with this pen. What's happening? Okay, it's charged, so it's not a problem. Okay, so, I don't know if y'all actually have graph paper, or not, but I'm going to switch my thing over to graph paper. Anyways, I don't say I don't require you to have graph paper, but I can give you graph paper if we need it. I don't have any right now, but I can print it off or something. But I'm gonna start setting up a graph, and then we'll label it. So this over here is my x-axis. This is my y-axis. This right here where they overlap or intersect is the origin. And then there's 4 pieces, so we call them quadrants. They don't necessarily go the direction that you think they would go. This up here is going to be quadrant 1. And they label them with Roman numerals. I don't really care that much if you do Roman numerals or numbers, but they do Roman numerals. This one going to the left, so they're going counterclockwise, is quadrant 2. Then following, this next one is quadrant 3. And then the last one over here is quadrant 4. So these problems will ask you to plot a point and then to maybe describe it. And so describing it is to say either that it's in quadrant 1, 2, 3, or 4 on one of the axis, or as a point on the axis. So either you would describe it as the x-axis or the y-axis, or if it happens to be this point here, that would be the origin. The way that we describe our points is always going to be, I'm going to scroll down for a second, write something, and then come back up. We always do our points in the form x, then y. So the point will tell you it's going right or left, and then the second point will be up or down from there. Then over here, this is in the positive direction on the x-axis. This is the positive direction on the y-axis. Over here is the negative direction on the x-axis, and at the bottom is the negative direction on the y-axis. So going back, the origin occurs at 0, 0 for both. So it's at the point 0, 0. In quadrant 1, it's always x first, so x is positive, then y. Y is also positive. So those are going to be the signs that are on the points. In quadrant 2, x is negative, y is positive, so negative then positive. Then in quadrant 3, X is negative, Y is negative. And then quadrant 4, X is positive, Y is negative. And then we count, usually I just do increments of 1. And so, like if you don't have graph paper, well, technically if you do, you should put little lines on the graph to show like where each point is. But definitely if you don't have graph paper, make sure you label like the points on it or whatever. Sometimes if a number gets really, really big, you might count by 2s instead. So make sure if you were to do that, that you would write above it what increment you're counting in. In this case, I'm just counting in increments of 1. So that would be 1. This would be negative 1. That's 1. And down here would be negative 1. So just if you're going to change from 1, you need to make sure you write on there what it is. So sometimes graphs will count by 5s or 10s or whatever, depending on what the case is. So the first set of problems says give what the coordinate value is for the graph or whatever. Let me see how I want to do this. Do y'all need this? Can I slide it up? Okay. I'm going to try to copy the graph out of the book. If you want to just look at your book, you can. It's on page 209. But I'm going to try to copy it off. If you want to go ahead and copy it, I'm going to do the even ones with you. You'll do the odd ones for homework. So if you want to go ahead and like just put it all in your notes and copy it as I do it, you can. But it'll be increments of, whoa, not that. Increments of 1 again. So it's going to give you letters on the graph, and you have to tell what the point is on the graph. Let's see. Put a point, I didn't put a letter. Let's see. Oh, I did that multiple times. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Is there no I? Oh, there's no I. Okay. J, K. Okay. I'll let y'all copy all those down and then we'll go through them. I'll circle the ones that we're going to actually do. We're going to do B, D, F, H, and K. And then the other ones y'all will do for your homework. also do this. I'm going to copy down the number for the problem. So like 4 is B, and then we'll just write beside in parentheses what the coordinate is for each of them as we go. 8 is F. 10 H. Okay. I was like, what is happening? And then I realized they're working on the playground. I just saw like this like truck that like, not the, I know that was the trash truck, but like I saw this other like piece of machinery like moving, and I was like, what is going on? All right, do y'all have all of this copied down? All right, so the point B, any ideas what the coordinate would be for this?
0, 1. 0,
Negative 1. So remember, it's going down. So 0 on the x, it didn't shift left or right, but it went down 1. So the point would be 0, -1. And just to get used to it, where if you had to describe where that point is, what would you say?
It's in quadrant. Oh no, it's on the y-axis.
Yep, it's on the y-axis. So this first set of problems doesn't ask for that, but the next set will, so I figure we'll go ahead and get a little bit extra practice with that. All right, how about point D?
-4, 3.
Yep, -4, 3. So it went -4, or it went 4 to the left, which would be -4, and then up 3. And what quadrant would that be in?
Quadrant 2.
Yep, quadrant 2. So I'll usually just write Q and then the number 2 to shorten it. How about F?
3, 0.
3, 0. So it goes over 3 and it doesn't go up or down. So that would be 3, 0. And where's that point located? X-axis. And then, let's see, H. Is where?
3, -2.
What?
Or do you want the quadrant?
No, what was the point again?
3, -2.
-2 is right.
Oh, wait, 8?
So the y coordinate is right. What's the x coordinate? It went left, so what sign is on it?
Oh, -3?
Yep, so it went 1, 2, 3 to the left and then down 2. So -3, -2. And where's that point fall?
Third quadrant.
Yep, quadrant 3. And then lastly, K.
-1, 2.
-1, 2. So it went left 1, up 2. And where does that fall?
Quadrant 2.
Yep, quadrant 2. Any questions about those ones so far? So if you did it like this, when you go back to do your homework, if you want to just do the odd ones over here and then just like take a picture of that part, that's fine. All right, the next one say to plot the point in a coordinate plane, describe the location of the point. So what I'm going to let you do, instead of you having to draw like 8 different graphs or something like that, I'm okay with you making one graph and putting all of the points on that one graph. You just need to label them. I think they're all different letters. P, Q, R, S, T, U, V. Yeah, they're all different letters. So you can just label that point, and then when it asks you for the location of the point, you can just do like we did down here and just say, okay, like number 4 was the y-axis, and then you can just do that. Just to save room, and, you know, there's no point in drawing a big graph for like 1 point. So I'm going to draw a graph again. What's happening? Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm going to do the even one. So I'm going to list off the even ones over here and what the points are, and then we'll plot them on the graph. So 14 is the point 5,5. 16 is the point, it's R, it's going to be -3, 0. 18 is T, and it's -3, -4. And then 20 is V, and it's 1.5 and 4. So let's answer which quadrant it's going to be in, and then we'll put it on the graph where it goes. So where would the point 5,5 be? Which quadrant?
Quadrant 1.
Yep, quadrant 1. So I'm going to go ahead and put quadrant 1 here. And then how would I, like, where would I draw the point? Like, describe to me right and left, or right, left, up, and down.
Right, 5, up, 5.
Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So then I would just put that this is point P here, and that's how I'll know what that is. And basically on a quiz or a test, I'll kind of do the same thing. I'll probably say, like, questions like 1 through 5 are to take these points and put them all in one graph is probably how I'll do it, just to make it easier. When we start actually graphing lines and not just points, they will each have their own graph, but for points, they can just be on the same one. So then the point -3, 0, where is that going to be? It's going to be on the x-axis. And then describe to me where to put it.
3 to the left.
3 to the left, and it doesn't go up or down, so 1, 2, 3. And this is the point R. How about the point -3, -4? What quadrant is, or where is that?
Quadrant 3.
Quadrant 3. And then describe to me where to put it.
Over left. Oh, yeah. 3 left, 4 down.
Yep. So 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's point T. All right, and this last one's a little bit weird, but the point 1.5 and 4, where would that fall?
Quadrant 1.
Yep, quadrant 1. And then where would this point go? Like, describe how I would get it.
Right, 1.5. And then up 4.
Yeah, so we just go halfway between, and then we would just go up 1, 2, 3, 4. So it won't necessarily always be on a line if they give you a decimal like that, and that's okay. And if they, let's say that they gave you like the decimal like 1.8, I'm not going to get out and measure that you went exactly 1/8 of the way between the two lines. Like, just show that it's, you know, semi-close or whatever. I tried to get that one as in the middle as possible, but, you know, as long as you get in the right general vicinity, I'm going to know where it's supposed to be. Any questions about those at all? There's one more thing with this section that we will do tomorrow, and then maybe like play a little game tomorrow with, I have these, where did I put them? Oh, they're right here. These dry erase graph things. So maybe we'll play a game and see who can like get the point on the graph the fastest or something like that.
Okay.
I don't know. Something fun, like that. But basically, your problems are gonna be 3 through 11 odd, and then 15 through 21 odd. So you can have two separate graphs. You'll have, and if you want to just go ahead, like I said, and put 3 through 11 on this, like there, if you already wrote them on here, and then just set it up like this, how we had like the 4 through 12, you can just do 3 through 11 over here, and then just set up another graph like this. I don't really care if you put it on the same one, to be completely honest, and just do the homework ones, just label whatever 15 through 21, and then just do it the same way we did it. And then if you submit it all like that, that'll be fine.